The mistake happened at exactly 11:47 p.m. on Christmas Eve, though Lily Whitmore would later remember it less as a moment and more as a chain reaction. One small decision that split her life neatly into two halves. Before the car, after the car. Snow drifted lazily through the yellow streetlights of Brooklyn while Lily stood on the sidewalk outside Sophia's apartment building, her thin coat pulled tight around her ribs. The music from the party upstairs still thumped faintly through the walls behind her, but the door had already closed, sealing that loud room of forced laughter and cheap champagne somewhere far away. Her phone blinked its final warning. 8%. 7. 6. Perfect, she muttered under her breath fogging in the cold air. Just perfect. The holidays had a special way of highlighting the empty corners of a person's life. Everywhere she looked tonight, there had been couples leaning into each other, friends sharing inside jokes, people with somewhere to belong when the music stopped. Lily had slipped out quietly while nobody was watching. The phone screen went black in her hand. Dead. She shoved it into her purse and scanned the street with a tired sigh. Snow coated the sidewalks in thin, glittering sheets, and Christmas lights hung from brownstone balconies like dripping icicles. Somewhere down the block, a car horn sounded. Then a black SUV rolled slowly to the curb in front of her. Relief washed through her so quickly she didn't question it. Finally, without checking the plate or the driver's name, Lily hurried forward and yanked open the back door, climbing inside the warm leather interior. "Oh, thank God," she breathed, collapsing into the seat. "4th Street, please. My phone died, but the ride should already be in the system." The heater hummed softly. Warm air wrapped around her frozen fingers. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a voice from the front seat sliced through the quiet. "Who are you?" The tone wasn't confused. It was cold. Lily blinked. The man in the driver's seat turned slowly, one hand resting on the wheel as icy blue eyes fixed on her face. Everything inside her went still. He looked like someone carved him out of marble and forgot to give the statue warmth. Dark hair fell slightly over his forehead, and the sharp line of his jaw carried a shadow of stubble that somehow made his expression even harder. Lily swallowed. "I'm the Uber passenger?" He stared at her. The silence stretched long enough for the first flicker of unease to creep down her spine. Then his eyes shifted briefly to the rearview mirror. Something changed in his expression. The SUV surged forward violently. Lily's head snapped back against the headrest. "Hey!" she shouted, grabbing the seat. "What are you doing?" Another car slid into the lane beside them. Black, low, its window rolled down. A gun appeared. Lily's scream tore out before she could stop it. The driver's arm shot backward without looking, his hand gripping the back of her coat and forcing her downward. Down. The command was quiet, but absolute. Her face slammed into the carpet just as the first bullet shattered the rear window. Glass exploded across the interior. Gunfire cracked through the night in sharp bursts, each shot echoing inside the metal frame of the SUV. Lily curled into herself, hands over her head, heart hammering wildly while fragments of glass rained across her hair. The driver spoke rapidly in Italian, his voice calm and controlled as the vehicle swerved through the snowy streets. To him, this wasn't chaos. It was routine. "Stop the car!" Lily screamed into the floor. "Please just let me out!" No. One word. Flat. Unmovable. The chase lasted only minutes, but to Lily it stretched endlessly. Sharp turns, the screech of tires, the metallic clang of bullets glancing off the vehicle's frame. Then suddenly everything stopped. Silence fell like a curtain. Her entire body trembled as she slowly lifted her head. Through the cracked window, she saw towering iron gates opening. Beyond them stood a mansion glowing with white Christmas lights against the dark sky. The driver stepped out. Snow crunched beneath his shoes as he walked around the SUV and opened the back door. His expression hadn't changed. "Out." Lily shrank against the seat. "I'm not going anywhere with you." His hand closed around her elbow. It wasn't rough, but it was unbreakable. He pulled her from the car and started toward the house. "Let go," she struggled, heels slipping on the snowy ground. "You can't kidnap people." His voice remained cold as stone. "Wrong car." She jerked against his grip. "So let me leave." He didn't stop walking. "Those men saw your face." The words hit like ice water. "If you leave," he continued calmly, "they will find you in under 2 minutes." Her stomach dropped. "They think you're mine." The massive front doors burst open before she could respond. An older woman rushed outside wearing a bright red apron, her white hair flying behind her. "Nico!" Her voice stopped abruptly when she saw Lily. Her eyes widened. then lit up with delight. "Madonna! You brought a girl!" Before Lily could react, the woman wrapped her in a crushing hug. "She's beautiful. I'm not—" Lily tried to protest, muffled against her shoulder. The woman pulled back, cupping Lily's face in both hands. "Look at these eyes," she said proudly to the man behind her. "Nico, you've been hiding her." "I got in the wrong car," Lily insisted desperately. "I thought he was my Uber." The woman waved dismissively. So modest. "I was kidnapped." The woman paused, looked at Nico, then smiled warmly. Romantic. Lily's jaw dropped. "What?" The woman looped her arm through Lily's and began steering her inside. "Your father kidnapped me too," she said cheerfully. "Very passionate man." The enormous foyer glowed with golden light, a massive Christmas tree rising toward the ceiling like something from a holiday movie. Except Lily had never felt further from safety in her life. Behind them, the front door closed with a heavy thud. The man, Nico, started up the staircase. Lily's voice followed him in disbelief. "Are you going to tell her I'm not your girlfriend?" He paused halfway up, turned slightly. Those ice blue eyes studied her for a moment. Then he said quietly, "No." "Why not?" His mouth barely moved. More entertaining this way. Then he disappeared upstairs, and Lily realized with slow, creeping horror that she had just stepped into a world where nothing worked the way it was supposed to. The Santoro mansion felt less like a house and more like a maze designed to confuse intruders, which, Lily realized bitterly, was exactly what she was. The morning after the shooting, she wandered the marble hallways cautiously, memorizing every turn, every staircase, every potential exit. The ceiling stretched high above her head, decorated with ornate molding and enormous chandeliers that glowed softly against the winter daylight streaming through tall windows. Everything about the place whispered wealth and power and danger. A cheerful voice interrupted her thoughts. Well. Lily spun. A young man leaned casually against a doorway across the hall, hands tucked into the pockets of his jacket. He looked nothing like the stone-faced man who had dragged her here. Warm brown eyes sparkled with amusement beneath messy dark hair, and deep dimples appeared when he grinned. "You must be the kidnapped girl everyone's whispering about." "Stay away from me," Lily snapped instantly. He raised both hands in surrender. "Relax. I'm Enzo, the non-terrifying one in the family." "Family?" "Yeah," he shrugged. "Uncle Nico runs the scary part. I provide comedic relief." The word uncle caught her attention. "He's your uncle?" "Technically." Enzo grinned wider. 15-year age gap. He raised me after my parents died. The anger in Lily's chest softened for half a second before snapping back. "So you're all criminals together?" He tilted his head. "Depends on your definition." Her eyes flicked toward the corridor leading to the main entrance. "I'm leaving." Enzo followed her gaze. "Front gate has 6 guards," he said conversationally. "Back garden wall has cameras and alarms." Her stomach tightened. "You're lying. Try it if you want." His tone stayed light, but something serious lingered underneath. "The people who shot at you last night, they're still looking." She swallowed. "I don't belong here. I know." His smile faded slightly. "But outside isn't safe for you right now." "Safe?" Lily laughed harshly. "Your uncle kidnapped me. He saved you. He locked me in a Mafia mansion." Enzo considered that. Fair point. Despite herself, Lily almost smiled. Then she remembered the bullets shattering glass above her head. "I'm still leaving. Good luck." 2 hours later, she stood on the top of the garden wall. Snow clung to the stone beneath her palms while icy wind whipped through the estate gardens below. Her breath came in short white bursts as she balanced carefully on the ledge. Freedom waited on the other side. She swung one leg over. Her heel slipped. The world tilted. Stone tore against her palms as gravity dragged her down. She hit the frozen ground hard, pain exploding through her ankle. A cold voice drifted down from above. "Finished?" Lily forced her head up. Nico stood at the top of the wall, hands in his coat pockets, watching her like he'd expected this outcome from the beginning. "You," she gasped. "How did you—" Meeting ended early. He jumped down effortlessly beside her. Snow crunched beneath his boots as he crouched, examining her ankle with sharp, assessing eyes. "Can you stand?" "I don't need your help." She tried to push herself up. Pain shot through her leg. Her knee buckled. Before she could fall again, his arm caught her, strong, unyielding. In one fluid movement, he lifted her into his arms. "Put me down," she protested, pushing uselessly against his chest. "You can't walk. That's not your problem." His voice remained calm as he carried her toward the house. "You're light. That's incredibly rude." What do you weigh? 90 pounds? Her mouth fell open. I weigh 117. He nodded once like he was filing the information away. Her cheeks flushed with indignation. And my name is Lily. I know. Then why do you keep calling me Bambi? He glanced down at her. Because you look like a deer that wandered into the wrong forest. The insult should have made her furious. Instead, something about the quiet certainty in his voice made her heart skip strangely. They reached the mansion doors. Rosa rushed forward instantly. Oh, my poor girl. 10 minutes later, Lily sat on a massive bed, while Nico silently applied cooling ointment to her swollen ankle. His hands were warm, unexpectedly gentle. She watched him carefully. You don't seem like the type who does first aid. He didn't look up. You fell off a wall. Because you kidnapped me. Because you got in my car. She exhaled sharply. The argument died on her tongue when his fingers brushed the sensitive skin near her ankle. Something electric jumped through her nerves. He finished wrapping the joint and stood. Rest. I want to go home. You can't. His tone carried quiet finality. When this is over, you'll leave safely. And if I don't believe you? He paused at the door. Those icy eyes met hers. Then try not to die while you're here. The door closed softly behind him. Lily stared at the ceiling, and for the first time since that black SUV pulled up beside her, she wondered if escaping this house might actually be impossible. 3 days passed before Lily understood something unsettling. She was no longer afraid all the time. The mansion had rhythms. Morning coffee in the kitchen with Rosa humming old Italian songs. Enzo making ridiculous jokes while stealing food off everyone's plates. Long, quiet afternoons where the snow drifted past tall windows while the house settled into calm silence. And Nico, always nearby, watching, never saying much, but always there. One afternoon, Lily wandered into the library and discovered a room larger than her entire apartment. Towering bookshelves climbed 2 stories toward the ceiling while a fire crackled softly inside a marble hearth. She curled into one of the leather chairs with a book. For the first time since Christmas Eve, her shoulders slowly relaxed. Footsteps approached. She didn't need to look up to know who it was. What are you reading? Nico's voice carried through the quiet room. Why do you care? She turned the page deliberately. He sat across from her. Curiosity. Didn't think Mafia bosses had hobbies. His eyebrow lifted slightly. We do. Like kidnapping women? Silence stretched between them. Then he said quietly, You came down for breakfast today. I was hungry. You were hungry yesterday too. She closed the book with a sigh. What do you want from me? He studied her carefully. You're not a prisoner. Her laugh came sharp. I can't leave, because people want you dead. That still sounds like a prison. Another pause. Then he said something that changed everything. 3 days. What? I'm negotiating with the Valentes. Her chest tightened. When it's finished, you leave safely. She searched his expression for deception. Found none. Why help me? He stood slowly. Because you're my responsibility. That's not an answer. He took a step toward her. The firelight caught his eyes. From the moment you got into my car, her heart skipped. That doesn't explain anything. He hesitated, then said quietly, From the moment I saw you. The room fell silent. Something in his expression shifted. Less predator, more man. You're mine to protect now, he finished. The words sent heat rushing to her face. I don't belong to anyone. A faint smile touched his lips. Keep telling yourself that. He walked toward the door. Before leaving, he glanced back once, and the look in his eyes was something she didn't understand yet. Something deeper than possession. Something far more dangerous. Interest. The next morning, Lily woke slowly. Sunlight filtered through silk curtains. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then memory returned all at once. The car, the shooting, the mansion, Nico. She sat up with a groan. Her ankle felt better. And for the first time since arriving here, she didn't immediately start planning her escape. Instead, she found herself thinking about his voice in the library, about the way he'd looked at her, about the strange warmth that filled this dangerous house. Downstairs, Rosa sang while cooking breakfast. Enzo laughed at something, and when Lily stepped into the kitchen, Nico glanced up from his coffee. Their eyes met. Something quiet passed between them. Not trust, not yet, but the beginning of something that might grow into it, and neither of them knew it yet. But that moment was the real turning point, because Lily Whitmore had accidentally stepped into the wrong car. But Nico Santoro had accidentally found the only woman in the world who would ever challenge him, and neither of their lives would ever be simple again.